up, Colorado? Welcome to my first ever episode of Nuggets and Brews. Oh my God, thank you so much for tuning in for my first ever episode. You're probably wondering, what is this? Another podcast? What is this podcast about? Well, my two favorite things in this world is obviously my family, but I also love the Denver Nuggets and some good old Colorado craft beer, all local. We love our teams. We love the Broncos. We love the Avalanche, Rockies. But this podcast is about the Denver Nuggets, and we're going to talk Denver Nuggets. And while we're talking Denver Nuggets, we're going to sip on local Colorado beer. So first and foremost, my name is Misa. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, welcome to my first ever episode. This is absolutely awesome. So if you're watching, thank you so much. We're going to be doing two segments. First segment is some things, like 5 things that I'm looking forward to for the Denver Nuggets season. And the second segment is going to be 5 things that I'm looking forward to for the first opening game of this season, which is against the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's the night that we're going to be dropping the banner, and the players are going to be getting their rings, so it's going to be super exciting. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm actually filming this on a Monday night. Again, welcome to my dining room, and let's get started. First and foremost, if you're at home or at a bar, let's take a quick cheers. I decided to stop by my local liquor store. I picked up this. I've never had this before. This is a beer from Big Thompson Brewery. It's called Hazemaker Juicy IPA, and it's over in Loveland, Colorado. So if you're over by Loveland, Colorado, go to Big Thompson Brewery. They're not sponsoring me in any way, but Big Thompson, if you're watching this and if you want to send me some more beer, please do so. I love free beer. Who doesn't love free beer? Anyways, I just served myself. It was the first time I'm trying this, so I served it in my cool little, I know it's a wine cup, but you know what, beer drinkers, who cares? As long as it tastes good, I'm all for it. So cheers, let's try this. Let's see how it tastes. Hopefully my mic got that little ASMR for you folks that like that kind of stuff. This is actually really refreshing. It's really crispy. It's got nice bubbles to it. I like a good beer that kind of has like a good mouthful whenever you drink it, and it kind of just fills your mouth with good bubbles. This is definitely an IPA. The drink of choice in Colorado. People don't, whenever they're thirsty, they don't drink water. Even when they're at work, they'll sneak an IPA under their desk, but you don't have to tell your boss that. It's all right. Anyways, pretty darn good beer. A little piney, definitely juicy. I like the color on this. It is definitely hazy. It's not like your prototypical New England IPA. Definitely has that Colorado vibe to it. So again, if you are in the Loveland area or just happen to be passing by your local liquor store, check out Big Thompson. I think they also had this another beer that I was gonna get, but I decided to go with this one. So it's a good choice. So cheers. All right, well, we got that out of the way. Let's talk some Denver Nuggets. Man, I am so excited for the season, and I can't wait for tomorrow night against the Lakers, because you know what? They've been talking some smack, and they've been the only ones who've been talking smack. Like, we won the championship. We did our thing. We did the parade. We talked some smack on the parade, and then after that, it was done. Like, nobody was on social media talking about how we swept the Lakers or anything like that. Nothing of that nature. It was the LA Lakers that have been talking this whole time. Apparently, LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been having conversations. It's probably been about how they got swept. But, I don't know. Those are behind closed doors. Anyways, let's get into the 5 things that I'm looking forward to in this season for the Denver Nuggets. Starting at number 1. Will this be the year Nikola Jokic wins his 3rd MVP? Let me tell you, I think it's going to happen. Why? A lot of people felt like Nikola Jokic he was robbed of last year's MVP. He was the front runner up to a certain point, and after the Kendrick Perkins comments and it just got a little bit nasty towards in that time span, that just kind of put a bit of a sour note on not only Nikola Jokic's chance to win MVP, but also you have to admit it definitely helped Joel Embiid's case to win his first one. But Joel Embiid getting bounced off that second round of the playoffs, it just did not look good for him to flame out the way he did. And some of the voters who voted for Joel Embiid and some of the voters who also left out Nikola Jokic, not even giving him a single first place vote, they're going to definitely reconsider that for this year. And if Jokic plays at a higher level than he played last year, I mean, last year he was phenomenal. He was incredible. If he is to repeat that or even ascend another level, maybe he's averaging 5 more points. I mean, he's going to be putting him in, putting him close to that 30 points per game. I don't think that's Nikola Jokic's game. He loves to rebound and also assist. So, I do expect like a 26, over 10 assists, and obviously over 10 rebounds. So if his numbers are fantastic again, I think he's got a great chance to win MVP again for his third time. And why not? Why not add another trophy to his trophy case? I'm sure he just like tosses it. He cares more about his horses, his trophies that he wins for his horse races. But you know what? It looks great on his resume, and we're always happy for Nikola Jokic to represent the city of Denver the way he does. So yeah, that's number 1 on my list. Number 2 is that will Jamal Murray be voted an All-Star this year? This one's a bit of a tricky one, and I feel like he's got a really good chance just from the performance he had in the finals. That definitely carries over, and it should carry over into this year because he put on a show last year. He was absolutely dominant, super clutch in really crucial moments, and he went toe to toe with some great players. You're talking about Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards. Even the likes of LeBron James, not necessarily that he was guarding LeBron James or anything like that, but scoring wise, he just kind of went toe to toe, and even in the finals, he was just phenomenal. A triple double. I think it was like Game 3. That has to carry over, and I think people are noticing. Obviously, more people are going to be tuning into the Nuggets, and that's going to help Jamal Murray's case, given how many games are going to be nationally televised this year. It's definitely going to help his case, and it should. By all means, it should, and hopefully he gets it, because you know what, the man deserves it. And but in a way, it's almost up to him as well. He needs to be consistent throughout the year, and he needs to start out a little hot to kind of get the eyeballs of people from outside of Colorado to kind of start getting some of those votes closer to the All-Star voting season. Number 2 is the health and improvement of Michael Porter Jr. We all know Michael Porter's he's a heck of a shooter. But for me last year, there was times where his handles kind of dropped off here and there. So will that improve? Will we see a little bit of a different Michael Porter in terms of his defense? Will he be more defense focused? And will he allow the game to kind of come to him a little bit more? Last year there was times here and there, but that's more because he's just a natural shooter. He would just kind of chuck up a couple shots here and there. But you know what? I don't care. That's Michael Porter. Let him shoot those threes. And we all know that's going to be in his repertoire. But will we see a little bit of a change of his game, where has he been working in the offseason? Working on a different move, just adding a new piece to his game. I'm really looking forward to that, because the more Michael Porter improves, this offense is just going to continue to just be a problem for everybody else. Michael Porter is already a hard person to guard because of how tall he is, and also he's improved on the defensive end. So if he just adds 2, 3, 4 more moves into his offensive repertoire, it not only is going to help him confidence-wise, but it's just going to make the Nuggets offense that much harder to defend. All right. Let's take a little swig here. That is good beer, let me tell you. Number 4, the bench and the development of young players. The Nuggets have shown, the Denver Nuggets coaches and trainers, they've shown that not only can they help develop players, but the front office has done a great job of drafting and finding smart players. So that helps out a lot of developmental purposes whenever it comes to allowing these players to grow. Michael Malone gets a lot of criticism for not playing young players and we're not giving them minutes. Don't forget, Bones Highland played a lot of minutes last year, and even Christian Brown. Obviously, every player has to earn their keep, but players like Julian Strawther, Jalen Pickett, all these new rookies that are coming in, they're going to be relied upon in that bench lineup. Now, I don't think you're going to be seeing a lot of hockey lineups like Michael Malone used to do like 2-3 years ago, where all of a sudden you see a full bench lineup, just straight swap out. I don't think you're going to see that. But also, you need this bench to improve. And you need it to be just a little bit better than it was last year, because even last year, even with Bruce Brown, there was a lot of defensive struggles, or not even defensive struggles, offensive struggles. Last year's bench was really opportunistic. Is that how you say it? I don't know. They really when it came down to getting buckets, a lot of times they would get a rebound and just run it. And it was just like a little bit of a fast-paced type of up and down, trying to get him off guard. You might not see that this year a lot. You might be seeing a lot of set offenses. They'll still be running the floor quite a lot, trying to get in transition, fast breaks, things like that. But the benches, don't expect this year's bench to be a defensive stopper like it was last year, where they were more defense focused. This bench, it's got a lot of young rookies. You're going to be seeing a lot of mistakes this year, but can they grow throughout the year, and can they improve leading up to the playoffs? Because if we're going to be relying on them during the regular season, we're going to have to rely on them in the playoffs. And hopefully once that time comes, guys like Julian Strawther are ready to go. And also, keep in mind, Christian Brown, he's going to be returning, and he's going to get some big minutes too. So his offensive game needs to improve as well, because he's also going to be out there more often than he was last year. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to. Number 5, and I think this is a definite yes. I wrote this down, but how serious will the Nuggets take defending their title? Listen, this team didn't win a championship out of luck. They took it seriously. And like Michael Malone said earlier in the year during Media Availability Day, the Nuggets are no longer the hunter. They are being hunted. And every night, whether they're on the road or at home, every team's going to give them their best shot. Like, every team's going to say, I want to be the defending champions. And I feel the Nuggets are definitely going to be, they're going to be tested each and every game. And this team, as many young players as they have on the bench, the starting 5, they're all veterans now, and they're gonna take it seriously every game. Not just because they're defending, but just the way they've come together over the past couple years, and they're very cohesive now. They know how to play next to each other and for each other, and so that's gonna be hard for other teams to kind of test the Nuggets. Like, there's gonna be games where the Nuggets might be bored out there. They're gonna be up 14, 20 points. So we'll see if the Nuggets take themselves seriously to kind of finish out games and not kind of sleepwalk through games. Because like I said, teams are going to be giving them everything for 4 quarters, and they're going to look to be taking down the champs. So I feel like they're up for the challenge. And this team's proven that they can win big and they can win close. And I think this team is going to be just fine. Because we all know guys like Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, those guys are competitive, and they're not going to let nobody just walk into a ball arena and try and upstage them. No. And also, you got Nikola Jokic, the best player in the world. You know he's going to take every game serious, even though he acts like he doesn't like basketball sometimes. No. He's going to take it seriously. That's Big Honey. He's going to get down on the block. He's going to shoot some big threes, big mid-ranges, give you a little sombor, you name it. This team's ready. All right, so I'm going to take a quick break. So I'll be back. My name is Misa, and you are watching Nuggets and Brews. All right, welcome back to Nuggets and Brews. My name is Misa. I am your host for tonight. Welcome to my first ever episode, and this is segment 2. So segment 2 is about Game 1 versus the Los Angeles Lakers. That is tomorrow night, Tuesday at 5:30. And I'm going to be there, section 316. So if you see me around there, come say hello. I'll be on row 7, 316. So come say hello. Love to talk to you. Love to talk some Nuggets with you. So segment 2 is going to be Game 1 expectations and kind of like some things I'm looking forward to Game 1. We've been waiting all, since the finals. We just been enjoying our summer because obviously Nuggets have won their championship and everything like that. But leading up to it, because the Broncos have been so bad, we Nuggets fans, we're just kind of been looking forward to Game 1, and I personally can't wait. I was there all throughout the playoff run, all the way to the last finals game at home. I was there. I was crying. I might cry tomorrow again. But it's something that you only get to experience once, and so I'm super grateful that I was able to experience that dominant playoff run from the Denver Nuggets. And there's nothing like confetti dropping on you after you're winning the finals. So I can't wait. I will definitely be there before the doors open. And let's get to it. So Game 1 expectations for me, obviously, number 1 is the ceremony. I'm going to be in my seats. I'm going to have my beer ready. I'm gonna have two in one hand, two beers in each hand. I absolutely can't wait to see the banner and to experience that ceremony for the first time. Because you only get one. There's nothing like the first every championship, and I just can't wait for that ceremony and to be able to experience it with diehard Nuggets fans. Once the ceremony is over, there is a game to be played. LA's coming in with a LeBron James and AD, but they also added some new pieces to their roster, and ESPN, all these big networks, they obviously are already crowning the Lakers. They're already talking like, their roster's so much better and they've improved. Well, they haven't proven anything yet. This is a whole new season, they're going to be facing the defending champs, and so for me, the one thing I'm looking forward to, obviously, Game 1 is conditioning. And obviously, win or lose, if the Nuggets lose, listen, you can't take the championship away. You can't. There's nothing that can dampen that night, because you know what? We're already champs. It's Game 1. It's a whole new season. Whatever. But I'm telling you right now, it'd be great to get the win. I absolutely think we can get that win. But number 2, is conditioning on the players. Who knows how much training they did after the finals? Who knows how much basketball Jokic, Murray, the starting 5, Contavious, MPJ. Who knows how much basketball they did over the summer? But you know what? Deservingly so. They just won a championship. They deserve some rest. So we'll see how they play the game. How much they kind of are they able to last. Are they going to get really tired in that fourth quarter? Some of the starters did play in the preseason, up to 3 quarters on some games, and they look great. But then again, that's preseason, so they weren't really going super hard. LA is going to come at the Nuggets really strong from the get-go, and I don't know, having so much energy in the building, I think that's definitely going to help the Nuggets overcome that fatigue in a way, especially once you get to that fourth quarter and it's a tight game. Expect the Nuggets to pull it out and pull out a win. We're at home. They're going to feed off the crowd. They always feed off the crowd. So conditioning might be something that it's a slight concern, not for game one, but definitely for the first couple weeks of the season, because that's definitely gonna once you start going on road games and having back-to-backs here and there, or really games really close to each other, then we're going to be seeing a little bit more of that fatigue and that conditioning kind of come to fruition. But I personally don't expect it for game one. Number 3 is defense. Listen, the Nuggets were great during the playoff run and in the finals. Their defense was fantastic. They were locked in. They knew how to get it done. They knew how to work together on the defensive end. And the stats really show that they really came together and they just defended at a really high level. First 2 months of the season, don't expect high level defense, and don't expect high level defense in this first game, because they're going to be again conditioning, going back a little bit to conditioning. They're going to be saving a little bit more of their energy towards the offense. So you're going to be seeing a little bit of frustration from the fans when LeBron and AD and all these other guys start kind of getting some easy buckets, but that's gonna be expected. Just from what I've said earlier. So yeah, don't expect defense to be super dominant like you came how it was in the finals. But if they can just lock down in the fourth quarter, I think the Nuggets are going to be just fine. Number 4, Porter and Braun, Christian Brown. Excuse me. Michael Porter and Christian Brown. They didn't play anything. They didn't play any games during the preseason, so I'm pretty sure they're going to start. I think they're going to be ready by game 1, but we'll see how rusty they are. We'll see how how they kind of play. How long does it take them to kind of get into rhythm? How long does it take them to kind of get a feel for the game again after not playing for quite a while, and obviously for not playing for the preseason, and understandably so. You want to make sure that your players are ready to go. I don't think Christian Brown's situation is anything like super serious. I think they're just kind of taking it easy on him, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Michael Porter. I think again they're just kind of resting him and making sure that he's good to go for the season, and he's a key piece, so you want to make sure that he's comfortable, he's ready to go, that he feels good, and if he feels good, he obviously plays really, really good. And last thing is Lakers talking smack. I mean, leading up to this game, like I was starting earlier in the segment, the Lakers have been talking a lot of smack in the offseason. I think they're still really salty from the loss. Like I said earlier in the segment, Nuggets, they won a championship. They did their parade. They did their thing. And, Vic Lombardi said that Michael Malone is the Lakers' daddy now. That definitely didn't sit well with LeBron. But that wasn't Michael Malone saying those words. But that's how Laker fans are. And especially LeBron James, they're really salty, and whenever they expect to be treated like royalty, hey, sometimes royalties can have a little bit of a tumble, and the Nuggets, dude, they swept them. What do you want the Nuggets to do? I mean, I always felt like the Lakers are kind of like this, this big brother, always accomplished, and always have these. I always feel it's almost like new Laker fans that become it's like coming into a rich family. You inherit all these championships. And so we as Nuggets fans, we always look at it and we look at it as like, the big rival that we can't ever beat. And to finally beat the Lakers and to sweep them in a playoff in the Western Conference, to go to our first ever finals. I mean, you can't blame Nuggets fans for feeling the way they did, and for also doing a little bit of smack talking online, because you know what, we've been holding all these emotions in for so long, and to finally beat the big brother, beat the rival who doesn't think the Nuggets are a rival, because the Nuggets are the Nuggets have always been that little small market team that the Lakers just kind of like, they're nobody. They're always the Lakers rivals are who, the Celtics and all these other big brand teams and big market teams. The Nuggets have always just been kind of to the side, and Laker fans have never really considered the Nuggets any threat, especially in the playoffs. But they've taken notice this year, and they're super salty that the Nuggets finally got one over the Lakers, and so that's going to be really interesting leading up to the game. I'm definitely going to be reading some comments here and there to see what kind of smack talk is happening between fan bases, and also to see what LeBron and AD are having, what type of conversations they're continuing to have. So it's definitely going to be really interesting. It's going to be a really fun game. So yeah, I can't wait. So yeah, cheers to the Nuggets being back. Cheers to being in a great sports town and a Nuggets town that absolutely deserves this championship. And for all you diehard fans who've been waiting 47 plus years to finally see this, I congratulate you. I've been a fan since I was like 13. I kind of started watching whenever Carmelo Anthony got drafted. So that's kind of when I got started. But I never thought that Nuggets were ever going to win a championship ever in my life. And now that it's here, that we're going to see a banner being raised, it's definitely, I'm still, I until it happens, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Just thinking about that moment, and I'm ready for it, and let's get it. So, all right, guys. So this concludes my first episode. Hopefully you like my ramblings. Definitely go check out Big Thompson Brewery. And hopefully you join me for my next podcast, which would be obviously doing a little bit of a breakdown of Game 1, my first impressions, and just talk a little bit about the game, what happened, and just a little bit of some coverage. Not super in depth, because obviously I'm not like a reporter or anything like that. I just like to talk Nuggets, and I like to drink beer. So my two favorite things coming together. So hopefully you join me on my next episode. My name is Misa, and this was Nuggets and Brews.